Welcome to your daily dose of curiosity, where every story makes you a little smarter. Tonight, we're starting with a creature that rarely gets any credit for its brilliance: the opossum. Yes, the scruffy, beady-eyed, slow-moving marsupial with a tail like a half-used pipe cleaner. The same animal you might see playing dead on the side of the road, or hissing in your trash can at 3 a.m. But here's the wild part. Despite being so misunderstood, opossums might just be one of the most fascinating, biologically advanced survivors on Earth. And there's one reason that surprises most people. Opossums are practically immune to rabies. Not totally, not 100%. But their body temperature is so low that the rabies virus has a hard time surviving inside them. That tiny detail alone opens a door to a world of evolutionary genius, historical misconceptions, and the quiet power of weirdness in nature. So get comfortable, take a breath, and let's make your brain a little brighter, with a lesson from an animal you never expected to admire. Let's start with a common myth. Rabies is everywhere. It kind of feels like that when you grow up hearing that every wild animal is a potential threat. Bats, raccoons, skunks, foxes, and yes, opossums were often lumped into that group too. But that was never really true. Unlike raccoons or foxes, opossums have a natural defense. They run cold. While most mammals have a body temperature of around 101 degrees Fahrenheit, opossums clock in at about 94 to 96 degrees. That's enough to slow or even stop the rabies virus from spreading. And this isn't just a random evolutionary fluke. It's one of many strange, smart, silent ways that opossums have survived in a world that frankly doesn't like them much. To understand the opossum's evolutionary brilliance, you have to go back, way back. We're talking 70 million years ago. Dinosaurs had just exited the scene, and mammals were cautiously stepping into the spotlight. Most of today's familiar animals, dogs, cats, horses, primates, weren't even concepts yet. But the opossum? It was already here. It looked different, of course, but the basic marsupial blueprint was in place. Fast forward to the modern era, and the Virginia opossum is the only marsupial that lives north of Mexico. That means it crossed Central America, moved through deserts, forests, urban cities, and managed to make itself at home. Not by fighting, not by dominating, but by adapting. It eats everything: carrion, insects, garbage, roadkill, overripe fruit, snakes. Yes, snakes. Because guess what? Opossums are also largely immune to snake venom. In fact, scientists have studied their blood to try and replicate its anti-venom properties. Their protein, lethal toxin neutralizing factor, or LTNF, can neutralize venom from rattlesnakes and cottonmouths, and potentially, if researchers are successful, from even more deadly species. Imagine that. The same animal we chase with brooms in the backyard might hold the key to saving lives from snake bites. But we don't love them. We hiss at them. We tell our kids they're dangerous. We look at them and see something grotesque. Why? Part of it is aesthetics. They're not conventionally cute. No fluffy tails, no big expressive eyes like a fox or a raccoon. Their tail is hairless, their teeth are sharp, and their defense mechanisms make people uncomfortable, like playing dead. Opossums go into a comatose state when threatened. It's not acting. It's an involuntary response that mimics death so convincingly that predators often leave them alone. They drool. They release a foul smell from their glands. Their bodies go limp. It's dramatic, and it works. But it also makes humans uneasy. We don't like what we don't understand. And here's the irony. While we panic about rabies, opossums are out there reducing the spread of disease. They eat ticks, tons of them. According to a study by the Carey Institute of Ecosystem Studies, a single opossum can kill thousands of ticks each week just by grooming. That means fewer ticks in the ecosystem. Fewer ticks means less Lyme disease. Less Lyme disease means healthier humans. You get the picture. Now let's take a detour. Because every time we explore a small story in nature, we uncover a bigger lesson about ourselves. Opossums have been around for millions of years, withstood climate changes, habitat loss, and the rise of industrial society. They didn't win by being the strongest or the fastest. They survived by being different. And in that difference, there's strength. We live in a culture obsessed with winners, with alpha behavior, with the loudest voice in the room. But nature doesn't always reward dominance. Sometimes it rewards weirdness. Sometimes it rewards the animal that doesn't get rabies. There's something deeply human about this too. How many of us grew up being told to blend in, to act normal? to avoid being the one who plays dead when stressed. And yet, like the opossum, our weird traits might be our best evolutionary tools. Some people are sensitive, some are quiet, some freeze under pressure, some don't thrive in competitive alpha-driven spaces. That doesn't make them weak. It might make them wise. Opossums remind us that success isn't always about domination. Sometimes it's about existing in the margins, quietly doing work that benefits everyone else. Eating the ticks, resisting the viruses, cleaning up what others leave behind. Now back to rabies. There are less than 3 documented cases of rabies in opossums each year in the United States, according to the CDC. That's incredibly low. For comparison, raccoons and bats have hundreds. Yet, how many local Facebook groups have you seen warning people to stay away from a rabid-looking opossum? They're misunderstood because they look different. Because they don't run away like a squirrel or bark like a dog. They exist in a strange, calm, prehistoric zone. And that weirdness makes us suspicious. But tonight, let's flip that narrative. Let's admire the slow, cold, trash-eating, venom-resistant, rabies-defying genius of the opossum. Evolution doesn't care if you're pretty. It doesn't care if people like you. It cares if you survive, if you adapt, if you make your ecosystem better. And in that sense, the opossum is a quiet miracle. It asks for nothing. It demands no spotlight. It just shuffles around, eating the problems we leave behind. It doesn't fit into anyone's idea of an ideal animal, but it's one of the best. And that might just be the smartest thing of all. If this story made you a little smarter tonight, a little more curious about the world, subscribe for more. This channel is your daily companion in becoming wiser, weirder, and wonderfully more informed. One fascinating story at a time. There are strange lessons everywhere, even in the creatures hiding under your porch. Thanks for listening.